What would you do if you were alone in the dead of night, deep in the countryside, and you heard the sound of a woman weeping? And what if, when you went to help her, you realized she wasn't human at all? Hello everyone, I am Aiden Cross. The story I'm about to share is the most terrifying night of my life. If a group of people hadn't arrived when they did, I wouldn't be here today to tell you this. This happened back when I lived in my home village. It was the monsoon season, around 1 a.m. The sky was choked with black clouds. Lightning fractured the darkness, and the wind whipped through the crops, sounding like thousands of voices whispering in the shadows. I was sitting on a wooden masha, a raised platform in the middle of my fields, keeping guard. We had to stay out at night to protect the harvest from wild boars and deer. It was my turn. Everything started normally. Then, out of nowhere, I heard it. The sound of a woman crying. It was faint, yet hauntingly sorrowful. The kind of sound that suggests a soul has been completely shattered. I sat bolt upright. I told myself it was just my imagination. But a few seconds later, it came again, clearer, closer. A chill raced down my spine as a village legend suddenly flooded my memory. The elders always warned, if you hear a woman weeping from the direction of the woods past 1 a.m., never ever go looking for her. I had always dismissed it as superstition. That night, however, it didn't feel like a joke anymore. I was paralyzed with fear. But then the weeping returned, louder, more agonizing, and unmistakably closer. A jagged bolt of lightning ripped across the sky, bathing the entire field in a harsh, white glare before plunging it back into absolute darkness. The wind grew violent. My crops swayed and thrashed as if hundreds of unseen figures were darting between them. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice trembling. Silence. Then the crying dimmed but didn't stop. It felt like a siren song luring me in. Every instinct screamed at me to stay put, but a small part of me feared that someone might genuinely need help. I gathered my courage, grabbed my flashlight, and climbed down. As I stepped into the field, a foul stench hit me. Rotting soil, damp wood, and the nauseating odor of a decaying carcass. I tied my scarf over my nose, but the smell was suffocating. I pushed forward until I saw her, a woman sitting on the ground, hair draped over her face, sobbing uncontrollably. I shone the light on her. Suddenly, something large burst from the crops above me. I jumped, my heart hammering against my ribs, as a massive black crow shrieked and flew off into the night. I steadied myself and looked back at the woman. At first glance, she looked ordinary. "Ma'am, are you okay?" She stopped crying. Slowly, agonizingly, she turned her head toward me. Her eyes were hidden in the shadows. Then she spoke, in a voice that sounded like multiple people speaking at once, hollow and distorted. "My husband, please, save him." I tried to keep my composure. "Where is he?" Without a word, she pointed toward the densest part of the field. I followed her. The further we walked, the more unbearable the stench became. "What is that smell?" I asked. She didn't answer. I turned around. She was standing right behind me, staring, her gaze piercing through me. I reached the spot she had pointed to. I aimed my flashlight downward and my blood turned to ice. It wasn't a living man, it was a corpse. The skin was rotted, peeling away, crawling with insects. It was the source of that vile odor. I recoiled in horror. This isn't your husband. This is a rotting corpse. I looked back at the woman, but the ground seemed to shift beneath my feet. She was standing with her back to me. "Get out of here," I shouted. "Something is wrong." Then the impossible happened. Her neck began to twist 180 degrees. Her face snapped around to look directly at me. Her eyes were deep, empty pits, and her mouth stretched into an unnatural, jagged grin. She whispered, "Your turn to run begins now." I screamed and sprinted toward my Machan with every ounce of strength I possessed. But when I glanced back, my heart nearly stopped. The woman and the rotted corpse were standing right in front of me, as if they had warped space and time to intercept me. That was the moment I realized I was not going to make it home alive. I screamed for help, but my voice was swallowed by the roaring wind. I reached the ladder of my Machan, clawing my way up, desperate to reach the iron dagger I kept there. I was 3 rungs up when a freezing, icy grip clamped onto my ankle. I was yanked down with brutal force. Crash! My head slammed into the hard earth. Warm blood trickled down my forehead, blinding me. The pain was blinding, but my hand brushed against the ladder. I grabbed the iron dagger. I had to fight. I lunged upward, stabbing wildly into the dark at the rotting corpse. But the blade hit nothing. It just passed through air. I felt a cold chill wash over me. Then I heard it, their laughter. It came from all directions, circling me at impossible speeds. Suddenly, sharp, jagged nails sank into my neck. I shrieked in agony as skin was torn away. I spun around and plunged the dagger into the woman. She let out a piercing, unearthly wail that still haunts my nightmares. She collapsed, but a second later, she stood back up as if she hadn't been touched. My terror broke. I was screaming for my life when suddenly my feet lifted off the ground. I was floating higher and higher. I looked down and saw my farm shrinking into a miniature map. I was 20 meters in the air, gasping for breath, my heart ready to explode. Below, the entity smiled up at me, while the corpse paced the perimeter, waiting for me to fall. I knew this was the end, but then a flicker of light broke the darkness. Then another, and another. Flashlights. "Aiden, where are you?" Hope surged through me. "I'm here," I screamed. "Help me." As the light hit the clearing, her expression shifted from malice to raw rage. She let go. I plummeted to the ground. Crash! Pain surged through my bones, but I was breathing. The farmers reached me, breathless. "Aiden, who was here? Why were you screaming?" I tried to tell them, but my body failed me. Between the blood loss and the sheer trauma, I blacked out. I woke up the next morning in my own bed, surrounded by concerned villagers. I had survived, but even now, whenever I close my eyes, I feel the phantom burn of those 4 deep nail marks on my neck. A permanent reminder that even though I escaped the field, a part of me never really left. If you don't want to miss the next descent into darkness, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Because the silence you hear tonight might just be waiting for you.